Have you ever wondered what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? In the world of healthcare, that's exactly what played out when one of the largest insurance companies decided to take on the entire American medical establishment. The story is wild, and it all revolves around a little thing called prior authorization. For years, doctors and hospitals have been buried under a mountain of paperwork, begging insurance companies for permission to perform even the most routine procedures. It's a system that creates delays, denials, and a ton of frustration for both patients and providers. Well, one insurance giant thought they had a genius idea. Let's just get rid of it. They announced with great fanfare that they were slashing their prior authorization requirements by a whopping 90%. On the surface, it sounded amazing, right? A win for everyone. Patients would get care faster, doctors would be freed from administrative nightmares, and the insurance company would look like heroes. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. The medical community didn't celebrate. Instead, they pushed back, and they pushed back hard. Doctors, hospitals, and medical associations all raised a collective eyebrow. Why? Because they saw this move for what it really was, a Trojan horse. They suspected this wasn't about patient care at all, but a clever business strategy. By removing the pre-approval step, the insurance company was shifting the battlefield. Instead of denying care up front, they could now deny payment after the fact. Imagine this. You go in for a necessary surgery. Your doctor, believing the new policy makes things easier, performs the procedure without a hitch. Then, weeks later, you get a bill for tens of thousands of dollars. The insurance company has decided, retroactively, that the surgery wasn't medically necessary and refuses to pay. This is the nightmare scenario that doctors foresaw. They argued that this new system would create even more uncertainty and financial risk. Not just for them, but for their patients. Instead of fighting for approval before a procedure, they'd be forced to fight for payment after the patient had already been treated. The American Medical Association and other groups immediately sounded the alarm. They called the move a wolf in sheep's clothing. A public relations stunt designed to mask a more sinister plan to control costs by denying claims on the back end. They argued that true reform would involve standardizing and simplifying the prior authorization process, not just pretending to eliminate it while creating a new set of problems. They pointed out that without clear rules and upfront approvals, doctors would be operating in the dark, never sure if they or their patients would be left holding a massive bill. The backlash was swift and fierce. The insurance company, which expected a standing ovation, instead found itself in a public relations crisis. They were accused of deceptive practices and putting profits ahead of patients. Faced with a united front from the medical community and growing public skepticism, they were forced to walk back some of their claims and provide more clarity. This whole episode became a powerful lesson. It showed that any attempt to change the healthcare system, even one that seems positive on the surface, will be met with intense scrutiny from those on the front lines. The trust between insurers and providers is so broken that even a supposed olive branch is seen as a potential weapon. So, what does this mean for you? It means we have to stay vigilant. It's a reminder that healthcare is not just about medicine. It's a complex business with powerful players. The battle between insurance companies and medical providers is far from over, and it's patients who are often caught in the middle. The push for real, meaningful reform continues, one that puts patient well-being first, not just clever corporate strategies. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the systems that shape our world. See you in the next one.